your left, once again, just about the street level, you can see a statue. It's a statue of Lewis and Clark. The statue weighs about 2.5 tons, stands about 23 feet tall. It was dedicated back in September 2006 to celebrate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark return to St. Louis. The water makes the 33rd step when the arch rounds up to the left. That's about halfway up that stairway. Today's a plaque that 33rd step, which shows you where the water topped off. Now right now we have a stage about 9.8 feet fall. That's going to put about 25 feet of water on the Becky Dasher right now. Today our current is about 3 miles an hour. That's the average speed of the current. The river does get deeper as you go down south. Deepest, of course, rivers down south, New Orleans, Algiers Point. Down there does have depth about 214 feet deep. The next stop we're going to pass by here to our left belongs to the Gateway Helicopter Tours. The helicopter rides around the St. Louis area 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to about sunset. The tour is about 5 to 15 minutes long and it costs between $43 to about $150. Built at a cost of about $6 million, it was the first railroad link across the east and the west here in St. Louis. Prior to its building, all rail traffic on the eastern bank and be ferried across to the western bank by the Wiggins Ferry Company. As well as its architectural and beauty historical past, the bridge is now classified as a National Historical Site. Construction of the bridge began back in 1864 and was completed on June 14th of 1874. It is over 140 years old and is still in use today. As it near completion, the line engineers told us the Eads Bridge is unstable and that will fall down the first load of traffic. They also told us the Eads Bridge is built upside down. And they never seen a bridge built like this before, and they had no proof to prove that it could support its own weight or the weight of traffic down travel back course across. On opening July 4th of 1874, Eads hired 17 locomotives and 1 elephant to go back push across the bridge to prove stability. As you can see, it survived that test and also survived the test of time, as the bridge is still standing in use today. They They just spent at least 3 years renovating this bridge. They painted the superstructure, replaced on the rail deck, and also did some roll work to the top deck. That project cost about $36 million. If you look to your left, just between these two bridges, we have an area known as Laclede's Landing. Want to get a good idea what St. Louis looked like about 100 years ago, this would be a good place to start. Most of these buildings date back to about the late 1800s, early 1900s. Some have been renovated to a period prior to 1935. Inside the land, you find anything such as nightclubs, bars, restaurants, and shops. Next bridge above us is known as the Dr. Martin King Jr. Memorial Highway Bridge. It's formerly known as Veterans Bridge. It dates back to about 1951. Until 1843, this location of the bridge, it marked the normal bound city of St. Louis. This was mapped out by our city's founder, Laclede, back in 1764. This bridge is called the Cancer-style Bridge, and it does expand from 4,000 feet. Now, if you look to your right, you'll see a boat coming down towards us, what we call a harbor towboat. He's pushing one single barge in tow with him, known as a jumbo hopper barge. These are the most commonly used barge bridges today. Each barge is about 195 feet long to about 35 feet wide. When loaded, carry about 1,500 tons of cargo, or 5 times its own weight. The barge here to our right is only partially loaded. You can see that one end is sitting higher than the next. I guess they didn't completely load the barge. Now, when they load the barge, they have to load them just like this because it's the safest way to do it. Load the barge in the center. A lot of pressure goes to the center of the barge, cracking it and eventually sink it. That barge looks like it's just partially loaded with it's like kind of coal. On board that boat, they do have a crew, Texas and a captain and 3 deckhands. And they will work the 12-hour shift with these barges around. A boat of this size can push about 12 of those barges. If you look over to your right now, between legs, you see a copper colored steeple, has a gold ball and a gold cross on top. That is the old Laclede church. This church was built on land that was set aside by our city's founder, Laclede, to be for the church property. That's the third church occupied that spot. First dates back to about 1770, now it's a small log cabin. Also to the right, between legs, you see a white building, has a green dome on top. That is the old courthouse. Construction building was about 1824. It was at this courthouse that they had the famous Dred Scott case and also the Virginia Minor case. Dred Scott was a slave who was on for his freedom here in the state of Missouri. And Virginia Minor was a woman who was suing the city of St. Louis for her right to vote here in the upcoming election. Now both cases did make it to the United States Supreme Court. The old courthouse is also the model in the trails in western St. Louis originated. Such trails were the Daniel Boone, the Oregon also Santa trails. They found the courthouse for the, headquarters for the Gateway Arch National Park, and also a museum to the Old West.
What mommy you want? Use your words. You want me to open it? Then use your words. Say open it.